Good morning. It's day 14. I'm about 2 kilometers past Belorado this morning. It's about 7:15. I have a 24-kilometer day up to San Juan de Ortega, which includes a 12-kilometer stretch with no water, no villages, and straight up. Hoping it's not too bad. I think it's only like 300 meters, which is not too bad. But we shall see. I always like to start slowly in the morning to warm up my muscles. Pretty much as soon as I start walking, my calves start talking to me, and all the little tendons and muscles kind of below the calves. Even though, I've been doing all the right things, stretching, massaging, elevating, it's a big demand on the body to walk day after day for many, many hours. But I'm here, I'm doing it. Tomorrow I'm going to walk into Burgos, which is the next big city. And then I've got a long stretch of meseta, which is going to be pretty flat and barren, lots of wheat fields. But I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think I'll really get into a nice rhythm. And then Leon, and then I will take a rest day, which would be exciting. So also in Burgos, I'm going to reunite with some of my Camino family, which I'm looking forward to, because this last couple of days have been, there have been people to talk to, but I've been pretty much on my own. A little bit lonely, but it's all part of the experience. I came here by myself, so ultimately I walk this alone. So another threat of thunderstorms today, hoping that I miss them just like I missed them yesterday. In fact, I didn't even really get rained on yesterday. Hoping for the same today, but the temperature is about the same, in the low 70s as yesterday. Pretty humid because of all the moisture in the air, but a nice reprieve from the very, very hot afternoons, which has just made the last 5 kilometers so challenging. So I'm hoping also for some nice scenery today. Yesterday was a lot of walking on the road, and even though we do have a big stretch up, it's like through like a forested green area. So I'm hoping that there'll be some nice scenery. So see you on the way.
Stay one more night. Don't you know that my love is true? Let's make things right. I understand what you're going through. Stay one more night, and I know that it's not too late. Let's make things right. You just have to believe in faith.
Okay, it's raining. First time in 14 days that it's rained. So I have my umbrella, I have my rain skirt on, and my pack cover on, and it's pretty good. It's exactly what I thought. Very breathable. I'm pretty warm, so putting on something like a long sleeve poncho would be pretty miserable and sweaty, and then you end up just getting wet with sweat. Maybe not wet with rain, but wet with sweat. So yeah, I think this is good weather for an audiobook. So I'm almost finished with an audiobook, and I'm gonna listen to the rest of it. I'm sitting in Villafranca. I can't remember the exact name of the town. Something de Oca, Montes de Oca. Anyways, it's about 9:45. And I'm already halfway done with my day, which is pretty cool, because I've only been walking for about 3 hours. So that's pretty fast, but when it's raining a lot, you don't really want to stop because there's not really anywhere dry to sit, and you don't want to just sit in the rain. So you just kind of plug on and keep going. So I got a nectarine at the store. I also got a croissant and a bag of chips, so I'm going to eat those for a snack. And then the last stretch was really muddy. So if you can look at my shoes, you can see super muddy. So I've taken my socks off. They're totally muddy, and wet. My shoes are wet, but I am going to change my socks for the next 12 kilometers. I'm hoping that the ascent is not really muddy, because that's going to make it really hard. But it's not raining anymore, which is good, so I won't need to hold my umbrella in one hand. I have found that the little strap that I made for my umbrella is good, but for some reason when my backpack is not totally full of stuff, it doesn't quite sit right. It just sort of, I don't know, I feel like I'm constantly adjusting it. So my method now is to hold it in my left hand and to use the pole in my right hand. But when I go up a steep ascent, I like to have both poles because it's just much easier to use, the arm strength of both arms to go up. But the rest of me is pretty dry, which is good. So yeah, I'll see you in the next 12 kilometers on the way to San Juan de Ortega. But it's been a good day so far. Right, so I just had dinner over at the bar, which is run by the people who run the Casa Rural house that I'm staying in tonight. So Casa Rural, it's kind of like another type of housing possibility on the Camino. It's kind of like a hotel, but you're also kind of like staying in someone's house. So it's sort of Airbnb meets like lower quality hotel. They're usually around 35, 40, 45 euros, so still very affordable. Last night I stayed in an albergue, and look, this is the thing with albergues. First of all, they're very affordable. They're like 10 euros. Second of all, you meet a lot of awesome people there because there's a lot of socializing going on because you're sharing common space with people. But, and this is a big but, it's really hard to sleep in albergues. There are a lot of people in your room. People are constantly talking. The lights are constantly on. I have found that It's very hot. The albergue that I stayed in last night, I was on the third floor on the top bunk, and there's no window, and just doors are closed, and it was just very hot. I just woke up in the middle of the night, and I had a hard time falling back asleep. I tried to go to bed early, and the lights were on in my room, and people were talking the entire time. It's just, no matter how far I shove in my earplugs and put my buff over my eyes, I just don't get very good sleep in albergues. So I've been kind of alternating between dorm, staying in a dorm in an albergue and staying in somewhere private. That's really working for me on my Camino. You've got to figure out what works for you. I've met a lot of great people and had great experiences in albergues, but when you're walking 6 to 9, 10 hours a day, you just need good sleep. So, but I just had dinner at the bar, and I sat with a Korean couple, and the woman is turning 60 in August, and so her husband's gift to her was to walk the Camino, and then they're meeting their son for her actual birthday in Paris to celebrate. So how cool is that? They're really sweet. I've seen them along the way for many days now. We've said hi to each other, but it was nice to sit down and actually talk to them. So that was really nice, that the bar sat us with people in other rooms, so I wasn't just eating by myself tonight, which is great. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to bed soon. I think it's like, I don't know what time it is, almost 8:30. Another early morning. I want to start walking by 6:30, 6:45, walking into Burgos tomorrow, which is another big city. Today's walk was so much more enjoyable than yesterday. It was through woods and forest, and it was hardly along the road at all. It was a longer day. It was 24 kilometers. The last stretch, as always, just feels like it takes forever, and you're just thinking, when am I getting to this town? But it was a much more enjoyable walk for me. Everything is holding up, of course. Things are sore, they hurt, ankle, calves. My calves are just constantly tight. No matter how much I massage them, stretch them, they're just tight and they hurt, especially first thing in the morning. So I'm going to do a little more massaging and stretching before I go to bed. So I will see you bright and early in the morning. Good